Welcome to Carolina Cooking. I'm your host, Tom Zelenka, and on this episode of Carolina Cooking, our grill's going wild. We're grilling everything. Pork chops, we're putting those on the grill. Cantaloupe, we're putting that on the grill too. Rice, well, we're not gonna put rice on a grill. That'd be silly, but everything else is going on the grill, and we're gonna do it in 30 minutes or less too. Can we? We'll keep watching. If I can do it, you can too.
The worst cook on TV. And the best chefs in the Carolinas.
Not to worry, we're trained professionals.
If you can learn a lot from your mistakes, you'll learn the most from Carolina Cooking.
And a shrimp.
If Tom can do it,
Looks delicious.
so can you.
Now that's Carolina Cooking. Wow, this is incredible. Joining us here today in the Hatco Viking Showroom here in Charlotte, North Carolina, is a chef here from the Queen City, from the Pewter Rose, Chef Blake Dewey. Blake, appreciate you coming out and bringing some pork chops that we can grill up. That's what we've done with these, right?
Right.
Grilled the pork chops. Now, what's on top of the pork chops?
The pork chops have actually been marinated in honey, balsamic vinegar, and lavender.
Lavender.
Yep.
It's not just for bathing anymore. It's also for eating. And also we grilled some cantaloupe.
Some cantaloupe, yeah.
Okay.
Cantaloupes are a nice, sweet accompaniment to that. Yeah, you grill them, they get a little bit caramelized, and they're really good.
I usually do applesauce with my pork chops, but I'm sure it'd fall through the grates into the coals.
It's hard to grill that.
Very hard to do.
Yeah.
So where do we begin first with our pork chop? Do we cut up the pork chop?
Well, no, let's make the marinade.
Okay.
Let's go over to the stove. We just need some hot water.
Okay.
And
I got it.
that's hot.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Hot water.
You can go ahead and turn the burner off, and
Really?
basically we just want to add some lavender. This is dried lavender flowers, and you can get that in most of the specialty stores. Look here.
Edible?
It is. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know that you'd want to eat it like that, but hey, whatever. Delicious, isn't it? Yeah.
Tastes like soap.
Yeah, put it in there. It'll be better.
All of it?
Yeah, just dump the
Okay.
whole thing in.
All right.
And then
I'm
just
trusting you on
take
this
your
one
whisk
now.
and just kind of move it around. And
Okay.
basically, you're just trying to get the lavender to bloom. You're sort of making a tea. I'm
Okay.
going to go ahead while you're, or just go ahead and put about 2 cups of balsamic vinegar in there.
1 cup.
You have a ways to go.
2 cups. Did you get anything with a faster pour, possibly?
No,
or?
I found the slowest one I possibly could
Good,
bring.
good,
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
good.
It's working well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably good at this point.
Alrighty, so that's about
sure.
2 cups.
Yeah, sure. That's what we're
Okay.
going to say anyways.
Alrighty, good.
Just
Do I
give
need to
that
keep
a
whisking?
stir around. Yep.
All right.
And basically, we just want all that lavender flavor to come up. You can probably smell it right now in your face. Kind of hits you.
I smell balsamic.
Honey,
Honey?
just go ahead and dump the whole thing in there.
Really?
Absolutely.
All right.
Just squeeze the bejeebers out of that bear.
Now,
and
would it
get
change
all
it up?
out.
This is like, what is this? This is clover honey. What if I found another kind of honey, like an orange blossom honey?
I don't think it's going to make much of a difference.
Okay.
The other flavors are so predominant that I don't know that you're gonna taste a subtle difference like that.
Alrighty. And so it's very important to have the one that comes in the bear.
In the
though,
bear,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's always
'Cause we
the
all
best
know that
ones.
bears make honey.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what I was taught in school.
That's
I don't know about anybody else, but
Alrighty. And
Okay.
I'll save the rest for me to get the wonderful lavender taste out of my mouth. Mm. Okay. All right. So
how about a couple pinches of salt?
salt? Gotcha. 1 pinch, 2 pinch,
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay.
Maybe about the same amount of pepper.
1 pinch, 2 pinch, a pinch.
Now, what I want to do is I want to incorporate some extra virgin olive oil into there. I'm going to let you whisk, and I'm just going to pour.
Okay.
And
Am I supposed to be whisking vigorously?
whisking vigorously?
Because that's the thing I
absolutely.
love to do on this show is whisk,
Whisk
vigorously forever. Hopefully we
good.
get to make this into stiff peaks.
Yeah,
great.
you've done that too. That's always fun.
Yay!
That's good.
Good.
Let's go ahead and take that off, and we're just going to try and chill that down a little bit faster than normal.
Okay.
We're just going to pour it right into a little ice bath here. And you can put the whisk down in there too, and we'll keep stirring it. That'll help it chill down a little bit.
And so that's gonna
Yeah.
chill it off, make it cool. Because what would happen if we put pork into it now?
Well, it's just going to kind of cook the pork a little bit in such a way that you really don't want.
Okay.
You can go ahead and stop it. I'm just going to set
right.
this over to the side.
That's a great tip to cool down your marinade and your beer.
And your beer, absolutely. Yep.
I
Definitely.
know a little something about. Clearly, with this padding that I have for my six-pack abs right here, the protective casing I keep over top of it. So this is pork?
Pork. This is a pork loin.
Okay.
Bone-in that's been Frenched. You can get your butcher to do that for you. If you really were very hungry, you could probably use this pound-type piece and just cook it real slow.
Okay.
I don't think we need that much, so if you just grab that knife and kind of cut just straight down between those bones.
Okay. Now I like to do, when I do my pork at home, I like to get a plastic baggie and I fill it with a product that a French company named Croft makes, and then I shake the baggie, and then I bake my pork chop. Is this going to be anything like that?
That's pretty amazing technique.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
I don't think this is going to be quite the same.
All right. Well, I mean, really, this is going to be much better, right?
Well, we certainly hope so.
I'm sure it will be.
Well, that looks good.
Okay.
This marinade is pretty much cooled down pretty well. You can go ahead and just...
well, can we grab it out of here?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
There you go. And just get them down in there. And, this could marinate anywhere from, 15 minutes to a couple of days, really. Anything more than about 2 days, it's going to start getting a little bit strange.
Okay.
Yeah, it picks up too much
You're putting the cap
flavor.
on 2 days.
2 days is it, yeah.
I gotcha. And so the more you leave it in, the more flavors you get.
Absolutely, and at some point it picks up too much and it's just not going to be real pleasant.
Okay, well, sounds good. Well, when we come back, we'll be grilling up our pork chops here and grilling our cantaloupe too, which I've never done before either, when Carolina Cooking continues. So just...
You can find the secret recipes of the best chefs in the Carolinas, all in one book, the Carolina Cooking Cookbook. Find the Carolina Cooking Cookbook in Amazon.com and our website, carolinacooking.tv.
Welcome back to Carolina Cooking. I'm here with Chef Blake Dewey from the Pewter Rose, and I know you librarians are wondering, could this possibly be the Deweys of the Dewey Decimal System? Chef Dewey?
So we've been told.
Aha, see? All right. Famous. You can get his autograph down at his restaurant. He'll autograph it 792.431B. Well, anyhow. I thought that would go over much better, and it didn't. It was a little Dewey Decimal humor, and so we're grilling today, right? So what do we need to do now?
I think what we want to start with, we're going to work on getting some of the rice going, and we're going to make some shallot rice, just maybe a tablespoon of olive oil.
One tablespoon of olive oil.
That's good. Go ahead and throw those shallots in there.
A little bit of shallot.
And in that screamingly hot pan, you can hear them sizzling. It's
we'll
scary.
add the sound effect in later.
That's okay. That's cool. I'll tell you what. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take that olive oil again.
Okay.
And just give me just a drizzle. I mean, a very tiny amount on that. Whatever this is called.
There we go. How's that?
A little bit more. Come on.
Okay.
There you go. That's
well, you got
good.
me scared about just a little tiny bit.
And then just kind of rub it on both of them.
Okay.
And then we're going to put that in that hot grill pan.
Yep.
And again, we're just going to get some color on those.
Okay, so
if you happen to have a charbroiler at your disposal, that's probably the best way of doing it. But if you don't, these grill pans work pretty good.
Okay.
Too.
Alrighty. So just put that in there.
Yep.
And let it get some black marks. Is that really all we're going for?
Yeah, we're going to let it heat through. We don't want it to get completely soft, but we do want that caramelizing to happen.
That smells good. The shallots are starting to caramelize.
And again, this is another thing. If you don't have shallots sitting in your refrigerator, some onion will work. If you do onion with a little bit of garlic in it, that actually does a pretty close approximation to shallots.
Okay.
And we're going to do those just until they just barely begin to brown a little bit.
Okay.
And then we'll add them into our rice.
All right. And the rice we're cooking on the stove, or we're gonna?
We're gonna use a rice cooker. I just think they're a lot easier. They're kind of idiot-proof, and you can't. You can't really make a mistake with them. You put the right amount of rice in, the right amount of water, and the rice comes out perfect.
Now, do I need to keep messing with these cantaloupe up here?
Just leave them. Just leave them. Yep.
You sure?
Be patient. Be patient.
Can I please turn one?
You want to make little marks on them?
Well, do you think it has the marks already?
It probably has at least one line.
I just have that feel of needing to check.
Go ahead.
I should fight that, right? Ooh, look at that.
That's a pretty line, but you want it to get a lot more color on there because you really need that thing to caramelize a little bit better.
I'll turn it to make cross-hatching.
Yeah, cross-hatching.
There we go. And I'll leave
do it with the other one then.
Oh, well.
You know, you have to make them look the same if you're going to do
it. Well, okay. And then you turn it like that. Okay.
Sure. There you go.
And leave them.
That's right.
Quit messing
Just
with
leave
them.
them.
Okay.
That's pretty good. We could probably go ahead and put that into the rice now.
Already oil and everything, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. So our rice is over here.
Yep, rice
This
cooker.
would be the rice maker.
Just go ahead and stick that in there.
Okay. And there we go.
Very good.
All right.
Water goes in.
Water.
Yep, we already have it measured out here for you.
1 cup.
Yep, cup of rice.
Cup of rice.
Pretty much 1-to-1 ratio on white rice.
Okay.
And a really good healthy pinch of salt.
Oh, a really good healthy pinch of salt.
Yeah,
I
that's
gotcha.
good.
Okay.
And go ahead and use that spoon
to
and
stir.
give that a little stir.
All right.
And then the hardest part of this, closing the lid and pressing the little button that makes it turn on. Oh, sorry, here.
No,
go ahead.
it's okay.
No, go ahead, no, go ahead. Beautiful.
Thanks.
Just
I made
forget
rice.
it. It'll be ready in about 15 minutes.
Alrighty. Should we be concerned that this is smoking or anything?
All depends on whether you're concerned about smoke or not. But
Okay.
let's take a look at it. Go ahead.
right.
You might be able to flip them over and see where they are. They look pretty. Go ahead.
Huh?
Let's take them off.
Oh, we don't want to do the other side?
We can just do one. I find if you do one side really well and that heat travels through it, if you turn them over and you start trying to make marks on the other side as well, you usually overcook the cantaloupe.
Okay.
And then it's not real pleasant.
All
You
right.
want to get that nice and toasty again.
Yep. Got it on
And
high.
I guess we're going to get those pork chops in there.
Okay.
You're going to want to kind of scrape those on the side of the bowl here to get as much of the oil off and marinade as possible.
Okay.
Otherwise, we're going to have a little fire in that pan.
Really? Just a little fire or a big fire?
Just a little fire. Again, it's all a matter of perception. Go ahead and get the next one in.
I don't quite see the fire yet. I'm
Not
waiting for
fire.
it.
It's just
Oh!
smoke.
Yeah, that's a little bit of smoke, huh? Okay.
And
All right. Well, we're gonna let those smoke up the entire studio, and when we come back, we'll have the fans blowing, and the fire department will be here. It'll be great when Carolina Cooking continues. That's what you meant
That's why
about
you should probably
scraping. I
scraping
see.
the oil off.
I
Yeah,
see.
so
Well,
you don't have
good
this
to know.
problem.
The Carolina Cooking Cookbook is in stores now. You can find the secret recipes of the best chefs in the Carolinas, all in one book, the Carolina Cooking Cookbook. Find the Carolina Cooking Cookbook in Barnes & Noble, Target, Borders Books, Amazon.com, and our website, carolinacooking.tv. That's right, carolinacooking.tv. All the recipes you've seen on the show, wine pairings, advice from the chefs, and Tom. Get the secret recipes of the best chefs in the Carolinas in the Carolina Cooking Cookbook.
I made a big smoke. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to call the fire department because it was
Burn down another kitchen.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Carolina Cooking. I'm here with our wine expert, Eris Ragazeas here. And Eris, we're making up some pork chops with a nice glazing on top and lavender. We're using lavender as kind of a spice, you know, honey. And so what
Good
have you
meaty
picked with?
pork chop?
Yeah, it's actually a thick cut. Yeah, yeah.
Good. I got a good meaty wine. This is
Okay.
from La Puerta, and this is from Argentina. The La Puerta winery is in
Okay.
Argentina, in the Famatina Valley. And this is made from a grape called Malbec.
Malbec. I've never heard of Malbec. I heard of Quebec. Is it close?
No,
Is it? No.
very far away. The Malbec grape actually comes from Bordeaux. It's one of the grapes that's allowed in Bordeaux, like Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot.
Okay.
Except it has really lost favor. It's no more than about 5% of the blend in Bordeaux.
Really?
And when a new wine growing region decides to try various grapes, they usually try all the Bordeaux grapes.
Okay.
And 9 times out of 10, it's Cabernet and Merlot that make the best wine. But in the unique climate of Argentina, Malbec turned out to make the best wine.
Oh, why? And
And
why,
it's become
why is that? Just because it's where it's
magic,
located in
the magic of nature, and
okay.
It's now become their signature red wine.
Now, what are the characteristics of a?
Should be very
Malbec?
similar to a Cabernet. That's why it's usually used as a blending grape for Cabernet.
Okay.
And so
So
you're going to
what-
get that ripe fruit taste.
Ripe fruit.
Dark berries, a hint of oak.
A hint of oak.
Ooh, that smells
It is
great.
a nice dark color.
Again, you get those dark berries, blackberries, and no strawberries or anything. That's a little too light.
Wow, there's something definitely different in this one that I've never tasted before in a wine, like a
Well, that's why they use it as a blending grade for Cabernet. It's like Cabernet, but it has other flavors.
Yep.
And so when it's blended in, it adds something new. But nowhere else in the world except Argentina does Malbec rise to these heights.
I'm trying
and
to.
It's a good, interesting, different wine. It's just something new, like Cabernet, but not quite. And it just adds new, interesting nuances, new flavors to the food.
Now, is this a good value right here? Is this
all of La Puerta's wines are good value, and all of Argentina's wines are good value. Okay, especially the entire La Puerta line is very affordable, virtually everyday drinking wine prices.
Okay. Well, what else could we pair this with? Just
This would go
pork,
with any red meat.
beef?
This is good enough for steak.
Oh.
Don't forget the Argentinians are the biggest beef-eating country in the world, and all of their red wines are usually good enough to go with a steak. And this has the stuffing for a steak easily.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, it sounds like it's great. The good news is I don't quite hear the fire department on the way. So
didn't
maybe
burn
the
down the
smoke.
kitchen this
Yeah,
time.
maybe the smoke
Good.
is cleared,
Good boy.
and maybe I can get back to the kitchen now. And I'll be doing that when Carolina Cooking continues, probably with a fire extinguisher, just to be safe, on the safe side.
Go to carolinacooking.tv for the recipes featured on this show. Plus, on carolinacooking.tv, you'll find more information on the wines, chefs, and foods of Carolina Cooking.
Welcome back to Carolina Cooking. I'm here with Chef Blake Dewey from the Pewter Rose here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And you guys have been here a while, right?
We've been here close to 20 years now.
Wow, wow. So we need to check our pork. Our
Yeah,
pork
I'm sure
we
it's
put from
done.
the oven, we put from the stove to the oven, and so let's go ahead and check
Yep.
on that.
And it is definitely done.
Is that okay?
That's fine. It's probably more on the medium well side. I usually like doing mine about medium. I like a little bit of pink in my pork.
Okay.
Pork now is very, very safe to eat, and this actually is organic pork.
Okay.
So that little bit of pink inside really just keeps your juices there.
Do we need a knife like with my toast, and I can just
Hey,
scrape,
hey, it's not
scrape
that
it
bad
off
now.
the? Well, it's mine.
It's actually
and I feel
most of
kinda
what's
bad.
on there is the outside edges where the fat is. That's really what's picked
Okay.
up a lot of the sugars and have really over caramelized.
Over
Let's go ahead and get those
caramelized.
out of the pan
All
so
right,
they will
fantastic.
definitely stop cooking.
Okay. All right.
Oh, whoa.
Sorry, it's a little sticky, I guess, from the glazing.
Yep,
And
that's
so,
sugar.
and even if they get a little too black for you, you can always crumble them back up again and use them to grill the rest of your pork chops, so they don't necessarily come out that black. Is that about right?
Yeah.
A little
I don't know
lighter
that I'd do that.
fluid,
That's-
and
that's-
those things that go up like
actually
that.
Not bad.
Okay,
That's
I
not
just feel bad that I made them black for you.
A little bit
but
dark. A little bit dark.
so what are we doing now?
We're gonna take actually some of the marinade that we made that we marinated them in,
Okay.
and just make sure you stir it up because it's the oil's gonna separate on you.
Okay.
And just take a ladle or two, and we're basically just gonna reduce that down a little bit. And that's just going to be a little glaze that we're going to put on top of the pork when we plate it.
Okay.
And that's not going to take more than a minute or two there.
So we just let that go?
Yep.
Alrighty. And this will reduce down. And this is a great way, because I always wonder when I make marinade, I always feel bad that I have this big bowl of very interesting flavors.
Yeah,
and
you
then
got
I
to be
just
careful.
dump-
A lot of things, if you have product in there, any beef, pork, chicken, whatever, you've basically contaminated the thing. So and if you are going to use the marinade again, you need to cook it. You need to bring it up to temperature, make sure any bacteria has been killed.
Okay.
If it's just a really nicely flavored marinade, set some aside if you don't want to heat it up again. If it's fruit marinade or something, just don't use all of it. Save a couple ounces on the side to use on the plate.
Okay. Alrighty. And if you do have to drink it raw, I find that if I chase it with alcohol, that kills
it
all
kinda
the
kills it,
bacteria.
yeah, it's kinda a little
a nice
compensation
grain
there.
like
Yeah.
alcohol will,
Yeah.
moonshine will kill all the Actually, I'm not suggesting you do that no, absolutely
turn
not.
that down.
Okay, turn it down a
Yeah,
little bit.
we're gonna,
Oh,
like
down's
that.
the other way. So our
Down's the
rice
other way.
in our robo cooker here is
Yep,
all done.
it's ready.
Okay.
Do you want to plate it up?
So, woo, look at that. And so all I need is a scoop.
Yep.
Okay, is that about right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Depends how much rice you like.
Is that where you needed it?
Yeah, I usually do right in the back. There's
Right in the back? Did you want a mound?
Mound is good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
All right.
good. Now let's go ahead and just put your pork chop up there.
One pork chop?
Oh, sure. One is enough. If you want to do two, go ahead and do two.
No, I was just trying to pick out which was the one that
Yeah,
was a little less
definitely.
charred.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. You may have to change the name of this recipe to charred pork chop.
Charred pork chop.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then a piece of cantaloupe.
Yep.
at least the cantaloupe looks, I
Wherever
think,
you'd like to have
excellent with
that.
the,
Yeah.
you know, with the grill marks going both ways. Did I want it leaning on top? You kind of had one
Let's
underneath.
just kind of put one underneath.
All right,
There you go.
kind of had the semicircle thing going there, and then that on top, and then you had that leaning,
That's fine.
there.
That's fine. Just let it go on the plate. It's not going to stay up there.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
See, you doubted.
And yeah,
a leaf
yeah,
of basil.
basil.
Okay.
Yep, just over to the side, and don't hesitate to use the blossoms too. I mean,
Oh,
these are
really?
real pretty.
Okay.
They're all edible, so just give us something a little bit different.
And our sauce is still, our
Yep.
glaze is still
You're
over here.
you're good on that. You don't
Yeah.
really need to take it down much more. Just go ahead.
It was
and,
just to heat it up because we did have pork sitting in it.
exactly.
So that was pretty much the
And it
function.
does reduce down a little bit.
And the
make it a
more,
little
yeah,
bit thicker.
okay. Let me make sure. Oops, that's the right way. Okay.
Here you
And I'm
go.
just drizzling.
Just drizzle a little bit on top of the pork and right down to the plate.
Alrighty.
You might want to get a little bit closer than that. You're going to
Oh.
up splashing all
I'm
over.
gonna have and then we'll have to clean
That's
the
good.
edge.
That's more than enough.
Alrighty.
That very concentrated flavor is a lot of the lavender flavor.
Okay.
Again, a little bit goes a long way. Too much, it's just going to make it not real pleasant.
Alrighty, well, let's get a glass of wine
yeah.
here that was recommended to us by our friend Paris. And if you'd like to find out more about our wine or our recipe or our chef here, Dewey, or the restaurant there, visit our website at carolinacooking.tv. I'm Tom Zelenka here with Chef Dewey, and that's Carolina Cooking. Excellent. Oh, good job.
Go to carolinacooking.tv for the recipes featured on this show. Plus, on carolinacooking.tv, you'll find more information on the wine, chefs, and foods of Carolina cooking. That's carolinacooking.tv.
Carolina Cooking is filmed on location at the Hadco Viking Showroom at 101 West Worthington Avenue in Charlotte, North Carolina. To find more information or a Viking showroom near you, call 1-800-241-9152 or visit hadco.net.